My school's library is open until around 2 in the morning for the idiots like me who don't do their essays until the last minute. It's a pretty small building, and most of the books are in the basement area called the stacks. Just to give you a quick layout, there's the big main stairs to go down to the stacks, a vending machine room, and the long hallway with 4 entrances into the stacks. The stacks are 2 really big rooms on opposite sides of the hallway with a huge amount of bookshelves and study desks lining the walls. I was there around 11 PM last year. It was a pretty research intensive essay, so I was down in the stacks working on one of the study desks, so I didn't have to keep going upstairs and downstairs again. I'd been there for maybe 2 hours, and everyone except for a boy working a few desks down from me had left already. I was pretty zoned out by this point. It was an 8 AM class, so I didn't have much time until it was due, and I was sort of panicking, so it really pissed me off when I heard someone flipping through book pages really fast to make them do that loud whir noise at the other end of the room. I sort of ignored it for a while, thinking they'd go away eventually, but they just kept doing it. After about 5 more minutes, I got sick of it and started to walk over to tell them to knock it off. I get about 3 steps across the room and it just stopped. I sat back down and it was quiet again for like 10 more minutes before the flipping pages noise started again, only loads louder, like they grabbed a huge book that time. The boy started to get pissed off too, and he stood up and started walking through the bookshelves trying to find them. It keeps going, so I got up too and started looking around with him. It got really loud, and it was pretty obvious where it was coming from by that point, so we started walking towards it. He was on one side of the shelves and I was on the other. We walked all the way down the shelves. No one there. We hadn't seen anyone come on the stacks, and we were on the other side of the room with no entrances. No way could anyone have come in without us seeing them. The noise stopped again, and we both just sort of slowly walked back to our seats. I assumed it was just a fan or something in the other room, but I really needed to get my essay done. We sat down, and immediately the noise started again. It sounded like it was coming from right next to the guy's chair. He shoved his stuff in his bag, looked at me, said, "Fuck this," and took off. I was out of there maybe 5 seconds behind him. I still won't go back in the stacks at night, even when there's other people down there. No essay's worth getting murdered by a weird book ghost. My pregnant sister-in-law works with a child who is mentally ill. He doesn't take his meds some days, and he will often draw pictures of killing things and blood everywhere. Sometimes he'll tell the teachers, "This is you, and there is blood everywhere, ha ha ha." The other day she was helping him and he was frustrated, so he stabbed her with a pencil. And then right after that, he went to hit her stomach. She deflected the hit and said, "You can't hit, especially my stomach, do you know why?" And the freaking kid goes, "Yeah, 'cause you have a baby in there. I hope it dies." This kid is in 1st grade. A grade 1 student said he had killed 2 bunnies and some birds. He wrote about it in his journal and drew a picture. Sure enough, the carcasses were found in the playground that recess. When we asked him why he did it, he said he wanted to know what it would feel like to kill something.